Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for the week of July 15th. This week, you start off with this promoter card that says, a new idea or project has great potential for success. You have this activation card that says, you're activating your soul purpose and receiving gifts. It also says, awaken your soul and tap into your ancestral memories and inner wisdom. So I think that you are very kind of like focused at this time. I do feel that some of you could be... It's like maybe you've already had an idea for like a project or, a new idea just in general with that first card. And so it's like you've already had one idea. And I kind of get this feeling of almost being like too stuck on that one idea. There might be another idea. And it's almost like I feel like you are starting over again. And I feel like you are tired, Pisces. And, so that could be like a little bit of a challenge. But I also feel that if you've already had an idea and you're starting another one, I think that this next thing is going to clearly be very, very successful for you. This card here also says focusing too much on the material world instead of the spiritual world. And, again, I kind of feel like maybe some of you have been sucked into the material world a little bit too much, not by choice. Pisces is usually very spiritual in the first place. I think that Pisces can become very successful. Again, Pisces, it switches every single year between Libra and Pisces, the list of millionaires and billionaires in the world. So I do think that Pisces can accomplish a lot in the material world, but it's usually a side effect of whatever it is that they're working, whatever a Pisces is working on. It's not necessarily the Pisces' first goal to accomplish something like make $1 billion or something like that. Now it's different for everybody, and who wouldn't want $1 billion, right? And you have the Ten of Pentacles here, which is great. But I kind of feel like it's almost like not by choice. You have been sucked into the material world. The devil would represent materialism. And so I feel for a lot of you that there's just been like a lot of things going on. And so like, what the hell am I talking about, right? And so number one, what I feel like I'm talking about is the real world. It's like you still have to live in the real world. So, part of Pisces has to be stuck in the real world so that they can pay the bills and survive and put food on the table. So like, it's like, that's like one side of it. The other side of it is, I think just what happens over time. Sometimes we get sucked into these money-making ideas and we forget about like spirituality or whatever. And it's almost like this reading is talking about the return to spirituality. The other interesting thing is that I think like if you're letting go of one idea that you've been working on and starting a new one, and it doesn't even have to be financial, it could. The funny thing is, I think for some of you, it isn't financial, but it could become financial. I think when we do things for the right reasons, then the abundance shows up. Then the things that we need can appear. And that's kind of the feeling I get off of this reading right off the bat. You have the Two of Pentacles, like going back and forth. I think anything that makes you feel this way is what you need to remove from your life. Like anything that's making you go back and forth between ideas. And this is in all areas of your life. Love, money, spirituality, business, your health, everything. Again, if you're doing things where you can't make a clear decision, then I think that needs to be the answer. I have a rule in life. If something is an F yes, it's an F no, which comes from Mark Manson. He has the whole F yes, F no rule. And I adopted that rule years ago, and it's been great. So, and also, one thing my parents would always say to me when I was younger, if you can't make a decision, then the answer is no. And I kind of feel the same thing here with the Two of Pentacles. It's like those things in your life where you can't make a decision whether or not you want to stick to it, or if you want to be part of something, or if you want to do something. I feel like that's your higher self is telling you that the answer is no. Why? Because I feel like you need to protect your energy right now. You have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is telling me that you're actually accomplishing a lot, whether you feel like it or not. He's carrying these 10 wands. Those 10 wands kind of represent his harvest, and he is about to reach his home in the background here. So he planted those wands, but he's about to have a harvest when he gets to his home. So it's like, yeah, you've been doing a lot of work, but you're about to find success, which we have right here with the 6 of Wands. I'm also noticing the white horses. You have 1, 2, 3 white horses in your reading. White horses in the tarot represent assistance or receiving assistance. It could be from people. It could also be from your guides or your ancestors or whatever you believe in. And it's interesting that you have 3 here. It's almost like saying to me that you need assistance. I think you know this. And maybe the assistance that it feels to me like the assistance that you are looking for is answers. And I feel what the reading is saying, it's like once you release something material, then that's when the answers are going to show up. And the funny thing is, again, once you do that, it's almost like that's when the material shows up, 10 of Pentacles showing up at the end of the reading. You have the Devil, and with the Devil, you have the Two of Cups. Two of Cups can be a perfect match. We definitely see love here. So if you want love, there could be a love connection coming in for you. This could also represent needing to release an old connection so that you can have a new connection. And again, maybe a past connection is, kind of like holding you back. Again, it's going to be different for all of you. But I do feel like there could be a new connection. With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Judgment card. I would be careful of talking to a past connection. We have Mercury going retrograde, closer to the end of the month. Although, we're getting closer to the shadow. Depending on when you're watching this video, we could be in the shadow. So again, if you're watching it in the future, then we're already in it. And again, Devil, Two of Cups, the Judgment card. Again, it's possible that you could have been dealing with a person that, couldn't make a decision. I think that Pisces needs to realize that they are the decision, right? And it's like you need to have that type of confidence. So if someone left you and couldn't choose you, then I think it's time for Pisces to kind of like choose themselves based off of this reading. And it's like once you choose yourself, that's when you're going to get the 10 of Pentacles. And, I kind of feel like that's where this is going. With the 10 of Wands, you have the 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups is kind of like what you've been working for. I feel like you don't see necessarily what you've been working for. Or it's like, it's almost like, it's like, imagine if you were like training karate in some sort of like, monastery in China or something like that for your whole entire life. But everybody there was always beating you up, right? Let's put it that way. This is the weird story that's popping into my head. So I'm just going to tell it to you, right? And it's like, then let's say you go somewhere and someone tries to mug you, but it's like you're thinking to yourself like, oh, I can't defend myself. But because you've been training for many, many years, it's like, it's almost like you would absolutely destroy the person. It's kind of like that. It's like your current circumstances have been telling you a story. It's like, it's almost like they've been training you for something hard, right? And I'm not saying you're going to go beat someone up. I'm sure someone's going to take it there, but it's just an example. This is broadcasting, people. Chill out, right? To that one person that's going to leave a comment. But what I would say here is that it's almost like you've been training and very hard for something for a long time, and you don't realize exactly what your capabilities are because it's like the challenges you've been experiencing are much, much bigger, much more challenging than anything you will experience like coming up. I hope that makes sense. Probably not. Probably talking out my ass right now, but what I would say is, I kind of get that feeling here. It's like the Nine of Cups isn't talking about anything in your reading. It's like just talking about your energy and where you're at. But I feel like that's where you're at. Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, you have this Phoenix card. It says renewal, alchemical change, and reemergence. You have this Kiwi. It says awareness, psychic attunement, and fidelity on it. I feel like people are just like all of a sudden going to be like, where the hell did this guy come from or this girl come from, right? With Pisces. So it's kind of like you're coming out of nowhere and you're making changes, and you could be getting a lot of attention as well with the Six of Wands. I also feel that with the Six of Wands, that you're kind of showing people who doubted you that, or who doubted that you were real, that you are real. It's kind of the feeling I get here. I feel like there are people in your past who just, they could be lovers, they could just be, random people who just didn't see the potential. And now I feel like people are starting to see the potential in Pisces. Again, I would protect yourself. I would put up boundaries, especially if you have people trying to come back from the past. It's like they had a chance, they screwed it up. And now I feel that you're kind of like on another level here. I feel like this reading is saying that you're kind of going to another level. It's a very weird reading. I'm getting very weird messages if you can't tell, but, I feel that there's a lot of success here. You have the Seven of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. He's looking at those pentacles and saying, is the juice worth the squeeze? Again, like I said, with the Two of Pentacles, I feel like you're having to really kind of weigh up your options based off the things that you're working on. And again, don't be afraid. If something is not a hell yes, it's a hell no, right? So I feel like the Seven of Pentacles is saying, don't be afraid to leave something behind that is probably holding you back. You have the Knight of Cups. Definitely could be new love because we have this right here, Six of Pentacles to the Two of Cups. We have the Page of Cups as well. We have the Two of Cups right here. I feel like there's a person who is really going to invest in you here, Pisces, a person who's really going to give to you as well. I'm not saying this person's going to necessarily come in like this second. It might be this summer or between like now and September, I feel, that you could be attracting a new person. It could be any sign. Nothing's really standing out to me here. But I feel like this person is like very balanced, very giving, and probably the opposite of what you've experienced. I think that, Pisces is always the giver, so you probably always give too much, and you've never really been given to, and I feel like that's what's changing. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, you're going to have to see, like, I think that part of the reading is about confidence and maybe doing something. I know I always say this to you, Pisces, but it literally always comes up in every single reading. It's like there's nothing to compare what you're about to do with your life to. So it's like if you're looking for, external guidance, I think that the universe is like, no, everything needs to come from Pisces. That's probably why you feel like you're not getting answers or guidance at this time, because the universe is like, no, like, what you're about to do is not something that anyone has necessarily done before, so you have to be the person to do it. And if you have any new ideas or new goals, new wishes, I would go for it. I think you could literally be creating something, very unique in the world. The Queen of Wands has to learn as she goes. She just has to get started, and then as she starts building, she starts getting the answers. And I feel that's what's going on here, clearly. With the Six of Wands, you have the Devil. Again, I would be careful of this person. It's like as you rise up, you have the Six of Wands. As you become more successful, that's when the devils start showing up, right? So I would make sure you're protecting your energy, putting up healthy boundaries. Like I said earlier, I feel like you've already learned all the lessons, so you know what to look out for. And I feel the devil is saying, like, don't question it. Don't question whether or not something is a lesson. If you feel like it's a lesson, probably a lesson, and you could probably avoid it at the same time. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Hard at work. I feel like you have this fear that you're not going to receive the blessings for the hard work that you do. I think that's what Pisces was used to for a very long time, like between probably like 2012 to like 2020, a very long period of time. I think you are very used to kind of like putting in work and not getting results, but I think it's a time of results for you, and now you're getting the results. I also feel that here you could be attracting a person who clearly puts in the work. I do also feel this is kind of like saying allow someone to put in the work. So, again, don't ruin it by giving too much to a new connection too quickly up front. Allow for a person to give to you as well. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this Observer card and this Go the Distance card. Yeah, it's like whatever you're thinking about starting, I would go the distance, see it all the way through to the end. I feel like you are observing something, with that Observer card, literally looking at something that could change your life. And it feels like an idea. It could be anything. For a lot of you, it could be work or business related. For others, it could be like a move, or it could be travel. Whatever it is, doesn't really matter. But I kind of feel like you have to really go for it. The Go the Distance card says you can't just dip your toes in the water. You have to go all the way, and you have to like follow through as well. So I think that this is saying that you really have to follow through on something and go all the way through it. Speaking of karate, when I was a kid, I was in karate, right? And we had to break boards. And you know what the rule was? Is that you had to picture your hand going all on the other side of the board. And they also taught us to go all the way through the board and not stop until after it was broken, right? You have to like follow through. And I feel like that's what's going on here. It's like whatever you're trying to accomplish, it's like don't stop once you start reaching success. I feel like you have to keep that momentum moving forward. You have the Page of Cups, the Death card, and the Six of Pentacles. I do feel like it could be a Scorpio or someone who has Scorpio in their chart if you're looking for love, but definitely could be a new connection coming in for you. I feel like you are going to be a little bit hesitant on this person, but again, I feel this person's willing to put in the work. I feel like this person's also going to show you with the Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles as well that they're willing to put in the work, so I would let them do it, plain and simple. You have the Death card. You also have that Phoenix card as well. The Death card is Scorpio. Scorpio was traditionally the Phoenix. So I feel for a lot of you, there could be a little bit of a Phoenix rising type of moment going on in your life. I also do feel like you're going to be letting go of something that is established. The king is dead underneath the Death Rider here, and it kind of just represents that, everything goes through a transformation at some point. And so I do feel you're definitely transforming in your life. I feel like once you go through these transformations, that's when the help will appear. Like once you start and get started, that's when the good stuff is going to show up. So I would, get moving. You have the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is like equal give and take. It can represent breadcrumbing energy, but I do feel like you're attracting, that's not what I feel here. The end of the reading is amazing. So, I really feel like you're attracting a person who gives they give appropriately as well, like not too much, not too little. I feel this is like a Goldilocks person who gives just right amount of energy. And I feel like you could learn a lot from this person in the way that they give to connections. So I would pay attention. I would also match energy with this person if you're meeting a new person. I would say this summer. It doesn't even have to be this week. With the Page of Cups, you show up, the High Priestess. I think you need to definitely be trusting your intuition. Like I said at the beginning of the reading, I feel like you're getting more into your back to your spiritual self, and that's going to be helping you a lot. So I would listen to your intuition. With the Death card, you have the Knight of Cups. Yes, here you go. Going up to the Wheel of Fortune. This person could literally change your fortunes. Again, it could be one of those things where you meet this person and the rest of your life gets better. So, there could be side effects to this person as well, and they're probably positive side effects, not negative side effects. So it looks to me like there's like a knight in shining armor coming in. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Seven of Swords. Again, I would be careful of a past person. I feel like this person is still the devil, so I would be careful if you have a person who's trying to mess things up. Again, I've heard a million stories in my time doing this, right, where people meet a new good person, and that's when the old person pops up. So, again, don't let an old person ruin something new that could be really good for you with this energy. I feel like, this person is probably still a breadcrumber. I feel like they listen to other people, and that's probably, if you're dealing with a past person, that's probably what ruined it in the first place, was they listened to everybody else. I feel like they breadcrumbed you in the first place. I feel like you probably were a Pisces and overinvested in this in the first place as well. So, and again, I feel like this person is still a liar. So I would be very careful in this connection. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Panther Spirit says, reclaim your power. We literally pretty much said that at the beginning. You have this Deer Spirit says, bring a gentle touch. Yes, I feel like being your typical gentle Pisces self would be a great idea. I do feel like you are very powerful, and to use a cliche, as they say, new levels, new devils, right? So I feel like for a lot of you, you could be attracting new devils into your life, and this could be in the form of like trolls or haters or whatever. I would just completely ignore it. I think that's the best thing you could possibly do, right? It's like, they also, here's another cliche for you, Pisces. They say lions don't care about the opinions of sheep, right? So it's like, who cares what anyone is saying about you? I feel like you are just in your power right now, which is great. You have the Wheel of Fortune, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune is like a change in your fortunes, and I definitely see that here. Very rapid change in your fortunes. I feel like things have not been feeling very Pisces for you for a while, and I feel like maybe this is the first week where you're feeling back to yourself a little bit more. You're feeling like you can be Pisces, and that's just going to increase your power, make you more successful. I also feel that you are taking more control of your reality. You're kind of like, I look at the Wheel of Fortune as doubling down on the good stuff, getting rid of the bad stuff. When we do this, we're kind of curating our reality, and we are saying like, this is what I'm willing to accept, this is not what I'm willing to accept. And there are certain things, of course, people always love to bring up examples of like things that they can't control that they have to do, and I'm like, yes, that's life. Like, nothing will ever be perfect. There will always be something that you are obligated to do, whether it's, it could be anything, right? And I feel like this is saying, don't worry about those things. And what you can do, I always say to people as well when they bring those things up, I'm like, well, you have to make it something that you do want to do. So you have to trick your brain maybe in those moments where you're like obligated to do something at work or in the world or whatever. You have to like trick your brain into making it something that you want. But again, for the most part, I feel like you are curating your reality and making it a better one. You have the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is building and leaving a legacy, and I would really go for this right now, especially if you have a new idea, especially if it's taking you away from an idea that you've already had, because I feel like this new idea could literally lead to the Ten of Pentacles, and it's going to make you very successful. You have the Two of Cups. I also feel there's clearly a love connection here. I feel like this is a really good connection, especially if you want love. I feel like there's going to be a lot of communication, easy communication. I feel like it really flows. This could be a person who's different than your usual type. everybody gets a Two of Cups nowadays, and as I've been saying for a long time, I believe love is changing. We can see it in the astrology, and so you could just be attracting someone who's like different than your usual type. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have two cards. You have the Knight of Swords and the Justice card. This could be like positive karma coming in for you, so you could be getting like karmic rewards, or you could just feel like you're being rewarded for things that you've been through, so that looks good. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Five of Cups. Again, Five of Cups is normally a card of regrets and sadness, but it's coming up in the area of the good stuff. So this would tell me that you are starting to look at the good stuff in your life. The solution to the Five of Cups is gratitude. The solution is to see these two cups, then you get this bridge and this castle. And again, coming up in the good stuff, this would tell me that you're probably finding something much better. It's kind of funny that there's 3 cups and 2 cups. Like, I'm wondering if someone put you in a third party. I'm kind of hearing that someone had you in like a 6 party, actually. So like, I feel like maybe someone was dating like 6 other people that you don't even know about. So again, I feel like, and now if you turn around, there are 2 cups behind you. We have the 2 of Cups twice in this reading. So I kind of feel that, if you want love, you could be leaving behind a person who had you with like a bunch of other people, and you could be finding a person where it's like they just want you. With the Two of Cups, here you go. Yes, it's been a long, difficult journey, especially in love for Pisces, but again, I feel like you're attracting something much better. I also feel like your hard work is just finally paying off in general with the Ten of Wands. So this is one heck of a reading, Pisces. Let's see what else wants to come up for you here. You have this affair card. There you go. It could be a Leo or someone with Leo in their chart coming in for you. This is a positive love affair. It's not like cheating or something like that. It's just love coming in. So there you go. You have the Fortune card. Yes, very good. This is going to require work. This is going to require a change, clearly. And I'm not saying you have to like change your job, but there needs to be some sort of change, I feel, especially with that Seven of Pentacles. This could represent, the whole entire reading is kind of like saying you're letting go of an old idea for a new idea, so it's going to require work. Obviously, you're going to have to go on this journey with the Queen of Wands, which we talked about, to build whatever you're building up here. And I just kind of get that feeling, like I just want to say this as well, that I get the feeling that you've already put a lot of work into something, and it's like, you're like, oh my God, I have to like build something again. But I really feel that whatever you're about to build, it's going to take off like very quickly. It's not going to be a struggle. Of course, there's going to be work that needs to be done and all that other stuff, but clearly good fortunes. You have this rebellion card. I do feel like people around you think that you're rebelling. Like, I think that there are going to be people in your life that don't really necessarily like the choices you're making, but it's not their life. They should pay attention to themselves. So who cares? You have this fulfillment card. There you go. There's this boat and this big bag of money right here. It's like you getting back to your spiritual self, trusting yourself spiritually. Again, when we stay in situations that we know aren't right, we're not trusting ourselves spiritually. So when you get back to that, I think that's when the positive materialism, the good abundance, will come in for you. So there you go. And finally, you have this versatility card. I feel like you're becoming more flexible. You're getting back to your Pisces self. This card is Gemini, but I feel like Pisces and Gemini are similar in the way that they approach things. They're both 2, and they both signs, Pisces and Gemini, kind of look at things from both points of view, from 2 different sides. And so, again, even though this is Gemini, I still feel it's kind of like your energy as well. I feel like you're getting back to yourself. And this card just flew out. So you have this inheritance card. So you're Ten of Pentacles. You're clearly inheriting something. Could be an idea as well. But this looks freaking amazing. Crazy reading, for sure. One of the better ones I've done for you in a while. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.